Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young, another great edition. I've been doing so many shows lately with the spring here. I'm getting more great guests. And we got another one tonight who came all the way down from, Vermont, upstate New York, that region, kind of far away. I love it when guests come from that distance. But first, we got to read the underwriters, and then we will start the show. So we got Furnace Brook Motors, quality pre-owned used cars and SUVs, guaranteed financing. We got Pro Tint Window, that's in Easton. Pro Tint Window Tinting, that's in Abington. We got Randolph Famous Pizza in Randolph. We got Smoke and Ashes Tobacco Corporation in Abington with stores, locations in Abington, Hanson, Hanover, Pembroke, Weymouth, and Whitman. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shop in Brockton. We got MDI Auto Brokers and Repair in Whitman, home of the fully certified used car. And we got Big Lee's Automotive in Abington. And on that note, I want to thank all you guys, and now we will start the show. Here we go. That's it, you got it. Okay, again, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. It's a pretty nice day out. It's March 28th. We're now more than a week into spring. Yeah, it could warm up a little faster, but I know we're going to have a nice heat wave this week. And I just want to say I'm excited because the Red Sox are opening tonight. And in about 2 hours, I should be home in plenty of time to see the first pitch of the game and the new season. And boy, the off season went by fast. But in the meantime, we got to concentrate on the show and the person I'm interviewing. This young, beautiful young lady is Erica James. She's an actress. She's a model. This is her first TV show that she's ever been interviewed on, so I'm certainly honored to have her on as being my guest on her first time as an interviewee. We're going to talk to her tonight. We're going to look at a trailer that she has, some pictures of modeling pictures of her that she's gotten, and it's going to be a great show. So, Erica, thanks for coming in, and thanks for traveling the distance to be on Topic Time that you did.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me.
Okay. I'm just curious. How long did it take you to get here? From where you come from? Were you coming from? Your car is a Vermont plate. Were you coming from Vermont to New York?
It's coming from central New York. So
wow.
It took me about 4.5 hours.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh well. Again, I just want you to know we're going to make it worth your while. Okay. So let's talk about you're pretty young. You're early 20s now, mid 20s really. But I would have said early, but you told me date of birth and when you. So let's talk, what I do with all my guests is I basically backtrack, talk about what they were like growing up, how they got to the point where they're at now. So I want to do that with you too. Talk about what you were like as a kid, what were your outstanding qualities? Did you like were you outgoing? Did you think back then you were going to be doing what you're doing now, and what led to it? Or just basically give me a little ballpark figure of what you were like, a little synopsis, if you will. And if I have any questions, I'll interject.
Sure. Okay. So when I was growing up, I was always doing a lot of different things.
Okay.
Like sports, dance, but I quit a lot of things.
You quit a lot of things?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I couldn't
fine.
really find something I was really passionate about.
Okay.
And then I'd say like the whole acting started when I was in elementary school. I was probably like 12 years old.
Okay, where'd you grow up?
In Proctorsville, Vermont area. Yeah.
Is that on the New York side or the Canadian side? Or sort of like in the upper northeast? Is that as like far northeastern Vermont as you can get? Pretty close? I usually tell people like Rutland, around Rutland. Oh, Rutland, sure.
Yeah, around that area because
it's in the sticks.
Easier. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you were out in the boonies.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Small town. Yeah.
Small town. Okay. Now, being that you lived in a small town, did you get a lot of people? I take it you knew a lot of people. Usually in a small town, a lot of people know they know each other, and and if somebody's like a spark plug, it sounds like you were, in a figurative way, in that you were trying to excel at things. That they know that, and people see you around town, and they say, oh, there's little Erica. She's going to break a lot of hearts and all that kind of stuff. Did that go on, and that people kind of have that reaction to you as a kid?
More so now that I'm grown up. Yeah.
Good.
When I was in school, I honestly I did not like school. I kind of got bullied a lot in school.
Yeah, me too. No, I know.
It wasn't my favorite time. But when I was, in the 6th grade, the teacher was like, so we're doing a show in Rutland, Vermont at the Paramount Theater. It was Little Red Riding Hood.
Cool.
And she's like,
was that you?
She's like, does anyone want to be in it? And I was like, me.
You're perfect.
And I was pretty sure I'm the only person that raised my hand in the whole school.
Were you Red Riding Hood?
I was not. No, I was just a wolf at the time.
You were a wolf?
Yeah. There was.
When you're telling me this, I'm looking at you and I can see you were perfect. You'd be a perfect Red Riding Hood. In fact, if you had a hood on that shirt you're wearing, you would be right to go right now.
I actually did play Little Red Riding Hood when I was in middle school.
Okay, so
worked my way up to it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it was at that moment when I did my first play that I was. I
Bitten by the acting bug.
This is what I want to do. This is what I'm passionate about.
Okay.
Entertaining people, making them laugh,
There you
cry,
go.
smile.
Yeah, I get that. Now, how about music? Are you musically inclined at all? Play song, play instruments, sing?
I do play. I play a little bit of guitar.
Okay.
I'd say beginner intermediate guitar.
Okay.
I like to dance. I do a little bit of singing, but.
Okay. Well, have you ever like entered a talent show, singing, dancing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot.
Well, how'd you do with
when I was
that?
Younger. Really well. I was always, just loved being in front of people.
Okay.
when I was younger.
Well, it's
and
good
still
that
now.
you turned it around. I mean, you got someone that get bullied a lot in school might not like people too much, might not be too trustworthy, but it sounds like you overcame that in a big way, and that's really important. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't want to know why you got bullied. I can, but all I can say is that you look like somebody that, in a way, is as bad as bullying is. I get the sense that you realize that it's a terrible thing to do, and you would never do, and you're not the type to be on the top, the giving end of bullying. Although I guess at some point we probably all have done it.
Yeah.
Especially if we've been bullied. Sometimes I got bullied, and I also bullied too, sometimes to throw the tension off myself, and unfortunately that isn't, it seems to be a part of growing up, and it's not a good part of growing up, and I know that unfortunately there's a lot of people that act out as a result of it, and I think that's probably why there's a lot of tragedy in the news lately. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that's going to involve you at all. At least you don't seem like that type of person, and you seem very nice and easygoing, and like the type of person who, you don't step on toes to get what you want. You don't need to, because you have a natural, glow of caring, and people pick that up, and I think that's going to take you a long way.
Thank you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Because I read people pretty well, and that's why, when we talked about, you asked me what we wanted to talk about, and I said to you, well, if you have anything you want me to focus on specifically and not mention at all, just let me know. And if not, then that's fine. I'll just read your profile. I'll do a little research, and this is what I came up with. And I think I pretty much knocked it out of the park. So it seems. Okay, so let's talk about past middle school. What did you do, project-wise, to get you to where you are now, both in acting and modeling? Because you did modeling too. Yeah. So update me a little bit as best you can remember. Sure.
So in high school, I did a couple shows, but like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of high school.
Okay.
My parents own a restaurant, Vermont Apple Pie, in Proctorsville, Vermont.
Oh, they run a restaurant?
Yeah.
Cool.
And I've helped them a lot growing up, so I'd always come home from school and help them out a lot. But after high school, when I graduated, I ended up getting accepted to New York Film Academy, but I decided not to go at the time. I wasn't really prepared. I wasn't ready,
Yep.
So I took a few years off of school, helped my parents with their restaurant, and I just saved up some money. And one day I was just kind of like, you know what, I want to go to school. I want to go pursue acting and directing. So I was like, I'm not really sure what the best step, to do is, but I was like, I think this is what I want. So I ended up going to Castleton University.
Where?
Castleton University.
Castleton, Vermont?
Yep,
Okay, it's in Castleton, Vermont.
Yeah.
Right, I've been through there.
I did the acting directing program with my professor, Harry McInerney.
Okay.
For 3 years. I graduated a year early. I took 36 credits my last semester.
Wow.
And I went after every opportunity.
Well, aside from that, how did you do? I mean, I assume you aced the courses, which is, what was the curriculum like? What was the curriculum like there?
Well, so I I ended up getting all of my core classes out of the way so I could focus on acting.
Okay.
So I
So
did.
you had your regular courses that you had to do the what they call it, the Bachelor of Arts stuff, and then you did your regular, the stuff that was your real course to study communications, right? Or in your case, acting and directing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I went after every opportunity, and I auditioned for every casting that there was, just for the experience, mainly.
How did you have time to audition for all that? With all that?
I don't know.
And how did you manage to get enough credits so that you could finish early and still do all that? That's impressive.
I feel like when you're really passionate about something, you're so dedicated to it that you just keep pushing forward no matter what. And since
you
high
lose track
school,
of time, you just care about getting it done.
Yeah.
Right.
And high school and college are so much different. Like, you go to college and you do what you want, and you're surrounded by people who want the same things.
Right.
And I think it's just the motivation and the drive that pushes you forward. And so I did a lot of theater when I was there, and
more theater than film.
I did a lot of theater, but I love doing black box performances because those.
Well, you have to explain that to me.
So it's pretty much just like a square room.
Yeah.
It's black, and there's like 25 to 30 seats for the audience, and we could be this.
Oh, seats.
Yeah,
okay.
We could be this close to each other at points, like where I would be acting and stuff, and it's just a really intimate setting.
I understand. I did a play like that in Cambridge a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, it was interactive theater, they called it. Right,
yeah.
I know exactly what you're
awesome,
talking about. Okay, cool.
Yep. And I feel like through that is when I kind of was like, I really like doing film. So I ended up meeting up with Steve Blackwood actually here in Massachusetts.
Okay.
I did some classes with him.
I know him, yeah.
Yep. And then I met Cameron Gallagher through a fellow actor. He is a director, producer, writer in Granville, New York.
Okay.
And we've been working on short films all throughout when I was in college and up to now. So we've worked on a lot of short films together. He's
okay,
great.
How many years ago did you graduate from Castleton?
I graduated in
Couldn't have been too long
2017.
Ago. Right, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So okay, so basically since then you've been pretty busy with, you still helping your parents with the restaurant? Or are you pretty much focusing on acting?
I will be helping them for a little while because my mom did hurt herself, so I will be helping them for a little while here, but eventually I'll be moving closer to the city.
Which city?
That's the thing.
You're not sure?
You
don't want to tell me. That's fine.
I'm thinking we might be leaning more towards California.
Oh, okay. So you're actually going out there.
Yep.
I see. Make some things happen.
Yeah, I want to do TV film, so I really want to push for it.
Well, it sounds, based on what you told me so far, the next time I see you, you're gonna be on the silver screen. You're gonna be making, you're gonna be in some production or on TV.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that you have that look. And you have the fire in your eyes too. I can tell. All right. Well, what are you currently working on? And we're gonna, in a few minutes, we're gonna look at a trailer. All right. You know what? We're gonna take a little break. We're about halfway through the show. And we're gonna look at a little trailer of yours, and then we're gonna talk about some of your modeling too, and look at some pictures. So without further ado, the trailer for Erica James. We'll be right back.
Yeah, this place really has some great bones about it. Up-and-coming neighborhood. It's pretty quiet. Really a great steal in this type of market.
I really think you would love this place, Mrs. Hooper. You also mentioned you had a few grandkids. I'm sure they would love the backyard. There's also a nice school system down the road. So what do you think of the place?
You're going to die.
What did you just say?
You're going to die.
Excuse me?
You're going to die. 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 You're going to die.
Well, that was great. Talk about that. Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, we filmed they're watching, when was it? Back in November, December time. It's a short
2018?
film. Yes,
Okay.
of 2018. It's a short film. It's not out yet because it's a little under wraps right now.
Okay.
But yeah, that trailer is pretty cool. So yeah, it's I don't know, it's pretty cool.
It is?
Yeah. The film before this that I worked on, The Forgotten with Cameron Gallagher, that one was actually picked up by Crypt TV.
Wow.
And so that's on there.
All right, let's talk about Crypt TV. Are they like a what do you call it? Like Hulu? One of those extended TV networks. I've heard of them. I'm just not sure where I could find them. Are they online or are they on regular TV?
Yeah, they're online.
Okay.
They're online and they have a Facebook page.
Okay.
And it's all like horror videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Horror videos.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, The Forgotten is on their page and on the website as well.
Wow.
So people can
Okay.
check that out. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Now this film is already done. That you're talking about now, right?
Yeah, their watching is already done. It's just not out yet.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, okay, but your part's done.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Now in terms of like filming, do you do a lot of behind the scenes stuff too, or just mostly in front of the camera? Because after all, you did say you went to school for like working, like directing. So I thought maybe you do editing as well, or not.
I haven't done any editing, but I have worked a little bit behind the scenes, and in college, they do make us take those classes.
Oh, I know they do.
And
I took them too.
Yeah.
I majored in communications in the 80s, and I did that exact thing.
Yeah.
Video production, like that.
Yeah, I think that's really important for actors to know what it's like to work behind the scenes, because
You're
a
absolutely
lot
right,
of
it
work
is.
goes into it.
Yeah.
And it's the whole team that really brings everything together, So
Yeah.
it's important to know what goes into it behind the scenes as well.
All right. Now you did some modeling too, so let's talk about how you melded this into modeling as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you prefer acting, but you've got some pictures, and we're going to look at them. So please talk about each one, and then we'll look at them, and then we'll get back to the other stuff. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I started modeling a little bit when I was younger.
How much younger?
6.
That's younger. That's right.
Yeah.
See that? Now we know. Okay, good.
My mom put me in Pro Scout. That thing that a lot of people did when they were younger.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I started doing it. But I took a break for a long time because I was in school and I did a lot of other sports
Sure.
and things. And I was like, I don't really know if I want to do this. So
Okay.
then kind of acting took over.
Yep.
And then within the past couple of years, I've been starting to get back into more of the modeling thing.
Yeah, well,
building up
that's
my-
good because, like I tell everybody, the more multifaceted you are, the more opportunities you're going to have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
it all goes on your resume, and it thickens it. It pads it more.
Yeah.
And if somebody sees a modeling shot of you in Hollywood, for instance, and even if they've never seen you act, now the odds of that are slim because you're going to put your films out before your pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you end up your mug ends up on a bus somewhere in Hollywood, and some big director he's standing in front of Jerry's Famous Pub, which is on Santa Monica Boulevard, I guess. I ate there once, and he says, "Wow, I got to get that. If I can find that girl, I'm gonna see if I can get her in a film. She's perfect for what I'm looking for." So he calls the bus company, and they say, "Well, we got this girl, Erica James. I guess that's her name. I don't know. She's from the East Coast." And then he finds you because he's so determined that you're going to be great in his film.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just saying, this is why you want to add more.
You never know.
That's right. But I'm saying you're doing exactly right. You're adding more stuff, and people are going to see it, and they're going to, it's going to increase your opportunities, and it looks great. It looks great on a resume too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever written anything like scripts, poetry?
I used to write a lot of poetry when I was younger.
Okay.
But I'm thinking about writing more because
You should.
sometimes, it's important to put yourself out there even if you're not getting work. It's important to make work for yourself.
Exactly.
So I feel like, that's something I might start to pick up soon.
I would recommend at some point, if you can ever do it, is to take. I don't know if some find a creative writing course to take, even if it's at like a library in the evening one night a week, because you would be amazed at how creative people can be. I've taken a few myself. I actually wrote a couple of books. They were self-published, I did one in the 90s. It took me like the whole decade to do it. But in doing that, the guy that published my book was actually a professor of writing right over here at Bridgewater State University, which is in this area. I know you're not familiar with this area. Well, you're probably somewhat familiar because you come down here, you met Blackwood or whatever. But he had his own printing press, and he published my book. And I made some money on it. I got a little coverage on the TV news before I found my true calling, which is the show. So what I'm saying to you is, if you take a creative writing course, you may be more creative as well in other fields aside from just acting and modeling. And you might end up being able to write something that you can star in.
Definitely, yeah.
Make a short story. Try writing a short story and then seeing if you can get some people. I'm sure you get a lot of connections to help you put it together. See if they find people to cast for it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with casting yourself as the star, but I'm just saying you have good ideas. You're very smart. And you can think of things like this. But that's what I'm saying. That's why if you have a chance, you should definitely do it.
Yeah.
They're not too expensive, and it might be like, just like I said, one night a week at a local, maybe the state school or at a library or something, and read, and it's fun. And you meet new people, make new friends, whatever. So, all right, well, go on. So, what does 2019 look like now going forward for you?
So, I will be moving in May. My boyfriend Dalton, Jesse, and I will be moving either to. We're looking more towards California right now on the
Southern,
West Coast.
like near Hollywood?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's applied to some jobs there.
Your boyfriend, does he do acting too or anything like that?
Actually, yes.
I kind of figured he'd be with you today.
We met at Castleton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he also went for acting and directing.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's where we met.
Okay.
But we are looking to move to, either California or near New York City. We haven't fully decided yet.
Okay.
And I am going to continue taking classes, learning. I would like to get an agent. I'm currently freelancing, so I don't have an agent currently. I just have a manager in Oneida, New York.
You want to mention your man? Oh, okay. You can mention the manager if you like. It's up to you.
Yeah,
Oneida, New York.
Holly Lynch from Launch Models and
Okay.
Talent.
I've been through there, that area. Oneida, New York.
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce it. Okay. It's upstate New York on Route 7.
Yeah.
I know the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been working with her for a little bit, but I would like to, we actually have a showcase coming up in LA.
Okay, wow.
This coming year, so I'm really excited about that.
So you're definitely going to go to LA for that, if you don't end up
sure.
moving there, but you're still going to go out for the showcase.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And what does the showcase entail for you?
Well, I'm going to be performing in front of casting directors and agents and.
Like just an audition, or just like an anonymous audition.
Yeah, it would just be like performing a monologue or a scene or something like that. Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
I would. Yeah, so I'd like to find a good agent for me, and I'd just like to, my ultimate goal is I'd like to be a lead on a sitcom.
You'd be great.
Be in some movies, but my ultimate goal is definitely,
I'm going to just mention this, that when you came in here, I told you looked a lot like, and sadly she passed away at 32, but that great young actress, Brittany Murphy. So in case anybody says to her, she looks like somebody I know of, but I can't place it, it's Brittany Murphy. As if from 1993's Clueless, and then she moved on and did some. She played also with the rapper Eminem. She played his girlfriend in the movie 3 Mile, which was about maybe 10 years ago. It was before that because she passed in 2009. So I think it was like 2006. I think that's when the film came out.
Yeah.
If you're not sure what she looks like, go see the film, and I guarantee you'll be amazed at the resemblance of you and her. I know you're going to have. I mean, she had some issues, and I don't think you're going to have them that took her early, but let's live one day at a time and keep doing what you're doing. And my hunch is you're going to be great. And I'm going to say to you that I'm going to be able to say I had you on my show and look at her today. And just so you know, real quick, I interviewed a girl 5 years ago when she was 10, named Brianna Densky, and it was an in-home interview. I used to do them. I did it in Connecticut. So today she's starring in this new big Nickelodeon film called Wonder Park. And I had Kim over there put the DVD of it online because I was so proud. And she's playing opposite Mila Kunis, Jennifer Garner, Matthew Broderick, Ken Jeong. So she's found herself. And my thinking is, anybody can do it. I mean, this is she was 50. She's only 15 now. She's still in high school. She's back in Connecticut doing Q&As with elementary school kids, and which is what she was in when I interviewed her. And my thinking is that you're going to be able to do the same thing. You just got to stay with it and think positive.
Yep,
Okay.
never give up.
Right, never give up.
Persistence is key.
Where have you now? Where have you been to LA or New York so far?
Yeah, both.
All right, what
both
have you done out
places.
there?
I did a couple years ago in New York City. I did New York Connection Showcase.
Okay, what's that?
It's a 3-day networking event.
Okay.
You get to do classes with casting directors and agents, on-camera classes, audition classes, things like that. So I definitely learned a lot. And actually, all throughout college, I was always booking like super serious dramatic roles.
Cool.
And then when I did this showcase, they're like, you know, you can actually do comedy. And I was like, that's awesome, because I would love to do that.
Ever do stand-up?
I have never done stand-up,
You'd be
no.
good at that. That's something you might want to think about writing. Are you familiar with Sarah Silverman, the stand-up comedian?
Yeah.
She's my cousin.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So if you go out to LA, say hi. If you meet up with her, if you happen to be, you know, if you happen to decide find yourself opening for her at a club some night. Have you ever been in any big, you know, TV commercials or major films at all?
I've done a couple films as like an extra. Actually, back in middle school, I did Moonlight and Mistletoe, which was on the Hallmark Channel with Candace Cameron. I was an elf and
Did you work
an
with
extra.
her directly?
Huh?
Did you work with her?
I got to meet her and
That's
things
great.
like that. Yeah.
She's really cool. I know. I
Yeah.
used to watch Full House.
Yeah.
Yep.
And recently, I did Odd Man Rush. I was in a bar scene on that, so that was pretty cool. That's a hockey film. It's not.
Oh,
yet,
okay.
but,
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What did you do? Now you've been to LA too. What did you do out there?
So recently we went out and I went to a networking event down there, and I met through Actors Connection.
Okay.
Met a lot of cool actors, and it's awesome meeting new people, because
Of course it is.
you never know who you're going to meet, and
You never know who you're
building
gonna meet,
relationships.
And you never know how your connections. You never know how your connections can build.
Right.
One meeting can turn into a huge domino thing for you.
So
in
important.
A good way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what, Erica? We're down to the final 5 minutes of the show.
All right.
So what I want you to do in the remaining time we have is, excuse me, give some shouts out to people, because a lot of them are going to see the show. You start with your boyfriend, your parents, and then people, Candace Cameron, whoever.
Yeah.
Anyway, just condense them, and then we'll wrap the show up. Oh, that's okay. I think we're fine.
Yeah, so I'd like to give a shout out to my family, my friends, you know who you are, Dalton Jesse, my boyfriend, for putting up with me and all this acting
worth it,
career. Give a shout out to Holly Lynch from Launch Models and Talent, Steve Blackwood. I'd like to give a shout out to Harry McInerney, my professor from Castleton. Thanks for all your support and everything. So yeah.
So you still,
I'm sure there's more people, you know.
So do you still keep in touch with your professors at Castleton? I mean, it sounds like you still talk to them every now and then,
I
right?
do, yeah. I do keep in contact with Harry.
Okay.
Actually, he had mentioned a little while ago he's friends with an agent out there, so he's like,
What, in LA?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Boy, it's coming up aces for you. This is great. This is so cool.
Yeah.
All right, so what are you going to do before you leave? Are you going to New York first, and then LA? Is that it? To do your showcase? You said May. What are you doing in April? April's coming up between now and then.
So in April, I will. I'll actually be I'm just going to focus on myself for a little while.
Okay, just taking it easy.
Getting my personal trainer certificate. So
Oh, that's right. You look very fit. Do you belong to a gym? Do you do regular exercise?
Yeah. So I'm gonna work on that for a little while.
Yeah.
Got to have a job in the meantime.
Yeah, I know. That's absolutely right.
Yeah, actually, I have a event coming up this weekend too.
Go ahead, talk about it.
At Whiskey Jack's. It's in Central New York. It's a fashion show. So if anyone's in the New Hartford, New York area, you should check that out.
I would if I were there.
Yeah.
I'm here. No, but the fact that you're going to go back there from here says a lot to me, though. I mean, that makes me feel like like I'm important, almost. Well, listen, I hope you had a good time with me tonight. I hope we covered as much stuff as as we could.
Yeah, definitely.
And I am definitely going to be looking for you in big places soon.
Oh,
But I mean, but the other thing to remember too is if you get frustrated, and you're because there are going to be. You're not going to get every single audition that you go out for, and you may not land, but it sounds to me like you've impressed a lot of people already, and you're definitely in drive for doing that, and that's something that's going to be so big for you down the line, and when you get out to Hollywood especially.
Yeah,
and keep padding that resume.
Yeah.
And model again if you have a chance. Summer's coming. If you can do some bikini modeling, anything that shows you fit, shows how fit you are. And
yeah, I would like to get into that more.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Plenty of good. You'll wow them on the beach of Malibu. You say hi to Charlie Sheen for me if you see him. Okay. So, are you ready to? Now, on that note, are you ready to wrap it up? We had a great show.
Yeah,
All right, folks. Watch more episodes of Topic Time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care. And here we go.